Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. I'm AC Gamer.
This is Cypher Deck.
Donald 03, what's up?
And today we're going to be playing some of our lower level guys. We're going to be going over to Upper Guck and getting some action there. Hopefully things will go a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday when we were in the hole was a lot of fun, and we got pretty deep into it. How did you like playing your druid with that combination, Donald?
I was scared most of the time, I would say, would be the word I'd be going for. Scared, yeah.
I think, next time we have you in the group, we should just leave it up to you to decide when the evac should be cast, because, I mean, you kept asking us, and we were like, well, maybe, no, yeah, and then we all died, so...
I hate to evac and someone be like, I had it under control, man.
I would rather that happen than everybody wipe, you know?
You say you're at the Druid Ring, dude?
No, me?
Yeah, you said at the comments?
I'm in EC.
Oh, jeez, criminy, dude. What is this, an Uber or something? What's going on?
I can barely even move.
Kill me, Smalls.
I'll start walking that way.
Oh, that's all right. I'm coming. So I do have a 14 paladin or a 15 mage, but my mage is the naked guy. The guy that's going.
Are you able
all
to be
out.
buffed? Can you be buffed? I mean, you don't want to go against the rule set of your guild.
The only rule that guild has is you're not allowed to have gear. That's the only rule.
Well, not gear, but no clothes. Because you can have weapons.
Weapons is primary and secondary, that's it.
Which I guess is good. I mean, though your epic isn't a weapon per se, is it? It's a spell.
I don't think a naked mage is going to get his epic, but you never know. It could happen.
If you can get the thing from hate super easy one day, maybe that could possibly be a thing.
Like, I'm the only mage here. Well, you're naked. We're not giving it to you.
You could say you got the clothes in the bank. You just have to run back at your shield.
I just died. I do get a lot of people thinking I'm just on corpse runs when I get my porks. You know what I mean?
And you try getting into a group, people were asking why you're naked.
Yeah, I was in a group in Stonebrunt, and I was talking to them, and they got the name, the streaker's name, and I said it'll probably be fine until about like level 30 or so, and people start giving me a lot of crap about, not nuking enough or not having enough gear or something like that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even give somebody crap then. I'd be curious as to why they're not wearing anything, but really it would come into play during the raids when you don't have enough resist.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
But you could probably get the resist if you just go straight onto your earrings and rings, because you're allowed to wear those, right? Just no clothes.
Nope, I don't. Nothing but primary and secondary.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah,
you'll
never have enough
Cypher,
resist.
Cypher, I'm still running, but I'm in EC. I don't want you to zone to a WC, man.
Oh, it would have taken me about 20 minutes to get there.
So are you still at the tunnel or what?
Yeah, I'm at the tunnel. You'll see when you get here.
Yeah, it's a science experiment. I don't know how far I'll get, but it's just something I like. When I only have like a half hour, 45 minutes, I will get and play him. You know what I mean? I don't have to fight a camp. I'm already there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you may change the rules as time goes on. If you do get high enough level to go to like raids, you may want some earrings or rings, because I think you could probably do that without changing the nature of your guy. Like still no clothes.
I'll tell you what, man. I like the mage. I like him a lot. I mean, it makes me want to play like a real mage. You know what I mean? They're pretty cool.
Well, he is a real mage. He's just
not wearing clothes. I mean. You know what I mean. I mean, if you twink him out, you'd probably if you threw like the robe from Seb and some int earrings and some int rings or something and some mana. You know what I mean? You'd probably get another 1,000 mana, maybe. You know what I mean? That's a lot more power.
Yeah, but I've never played a mage past the level 9 one that I have. And we don't get to group with Chupa that often on his. Does mana really play a huge role? I mean, obviously, the more mana you have with any class, the better off they usually are. But your pet alone does so much damage.
Well, like, now I'm soloing, but, I'm just doing... When I do solo, I should say, which is most of the time, I have to nuke down the mob, you know what I mean? So... more power would mean more nukes or more pet heals, however you want to say it.
That's true. You could heal your pet. I forgot about that. Hey, Choop, but you want to join us in the call? This is a topic that you'd probably have a lot to say on. We were talking about Nonal's mage and how he's naked, and I was just wondering, if he does get him outfitted with more gear down the road, if he decides to go that route, just how useful is the mana that you get out of that? I think more the resist stats would be something that you'd be lacking or sorely missing when you start getting into raids, for sure. I don't know if you guys really run out of mana, though, on raids, other than summoning the mana rods, right? I mean, that's your main role.
Yeah. Doing mod rods would be the thing, I think. My poor kid. Are you good? Or do you want a strength buff or something, dude, or what?
Your strength buff is probably going to be better than mine.
Storm strength, and then from there you can run to wherever we're going, right?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna switch then. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Hey, man. Welcome to the stream. So what's your opinion out of it? Because he's going butt naked, obviously. Only weapon, on main hand and offhand is what he's going with on his mage.
What about it?
You feel like the mana that you would gain by outfitting him completely is something that you could use efficiently? Like, do you do a lot of blasting with your mage, or is it mainly just send the pet in and kind of sit back and heal him up every once in a while?
It depends on your playstyle. I mean, the heals are going to come to a point where they don't do anything. I think the last pet heal you get is like level 29.
Ooh.
And this is just going off of memory.
Yeah.
So after that, dude, it's I don't even have my heal spell anywhere near the front of my spell book. They're all thrown to the back.
Because it does at that point, like at level 50
it
or 60,
tickles
like
them.
2%.
That's like a level. It's like a level 9 cleric trying to heal a level 40 tank.
Which I guess could be possible, but he's probably losing more life than he's gaining after the hill.
Yeah, you're just wasting your mana at that point. You might as well just if your pet's getting ate up that bad, you're better off just waiting and doing a pet chain at that point.
Right. And is that expensive as far as mana goes, the pet chain, or is that something you could deal with even if you didn't have a huge mana pool? Is it like a necromancer work?
You're gonna be doing less than you would if you had equipment, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, like necromancers, they say that's one of the few classes where it's not very gear dependent. You can get by with little or none.
They're not gear dependent. You're just gonna have to take your targets into account when you start soloing, and then grouping. Of course, you just gotta let the group know. It's like, hey, I'm doing damage shield and maybe one spell here and there. You gotta turn into a wizard.
With a
You're
pet.
not gonna be with a pet. So
that's not too bad.
Like right now, I'm doing kobolds and stonebrunt, so they're blue, white, and yellow. They're the shaman and savage kobolds, I think is what they are. But I can kill them all. But I have to med every single time I kill one, no matter what they are.
You're gonna have downtime.
So it's a nice little AF. The blue ones I can kill and have about 40 to 50% mana. But I'm not at that point where I'm ready to pull the next one. Because if you fail, you get its own gate.
Well, I mean, it sounds like even if you did have equipment on, you'd still have to wait after like every 2 kills.
Maybe. I don't know.
Is he fading out, or is it just me?
Yeah, he was fading out.
He's fading out a little bit.
Did that fade out? Sorry. I said maybe. I don't know if I'd have to or not. I mean, put another. My blasts right now are 40 mana. So if I just had a robe and 2 ent earrings or something, that'd give me like 3 or 4 extra blasts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just like AC said earlier, necros and mages aren't as gear dependent as other classes, but you're definitely going to see a difference if you geared him up versus running the way you're running right now. It's doable. It's very doable. It just really depends on how you want to play.
Right. Well, I guess he picked the right class then, is what we're getting for.
Yeah.
Where is he going to run into that issue, though, when it starts coming to the point where he's getting nuked too hard, you think? Or, again, choose the right mobs?
You gotta play smart and use the right mobs. Don't sit there and over nuke and out taunt your pet is the main thing. As long as you don't out taunt your pet and you're able to pull singles, you're golden. Even if you start attacking mobs that are gonna start wrecking your pet, sit back, don't do anything. I always pull, even to this day on Athlar, if I'm soloing, I pull with my level 1 nuke.
Oh, that's so you don't get the the massive aggro right off the bat.
Yeah, you just want to tag them up. The pets taunt, but you don't want to pull with your current level spell because that's a lot of damage. And it's gonna take your pet some time to get that aggro. So
do you feel the Necro pet has a little bit more taunt than the Mage one? Because I'm only level 19 or 20 with the Necro. I don't really ever run into the issue where I over taunt the pet.
There's a difference though with the Necromancer. You're not just having your pet just stand there and take the damage. You're having your pet. I mean, it's not. I mean, maybe higher up, but up until the time you get the Spectre pet, they can only take so much damage versus a Mage pet who can take a whole lot more damage.
That's true.
Straight up.
So maybe like a give and take there, where they get a little bit more aggro, but they can't take the hits, whereas the other ones have less aggro, but they take more hits.
Plus, an opening spell for a Necro is typically not gonna be a direct damage spell. It's gonna be your dot of some sort.
Yeah, snare with a dot on it.
Yeah. So you're depending on how fast a pet gets to it, it might pull the aggro back before it actually reaches you. I mean, there's different variables involved.
Right. Keister wants to know, did Princess Leia get her name changed yet?
No, not yet.
I reported her like 14 times already. I don't understand what's taking so long.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, not to be weird, but Srcyer did some petitions the other day, and he refunded items for some people that had very questionable names, and he didn't change their names while he was on them or anything like that. He's not focused on name changes. He's not doing that stuff really.
No.
So it sounds like he just turned the dial that weekend or whatever, and then if they do it again, they'll do it again, but it's not like something they're going to run into. You'd think that they would run into it, they would fix it as they run into it. Srcyer's not going
to take his time doing that. He doesn't care.
Names don't bother. The monk his whole first name as Hot Diggity Dog.
I've seen him do it if it's offensive. If it's something that he notices and stands out.
Yeah, then but if it's something that doesn't really bother him, he doesn't care. In his words, he ain't got time for that shit.
But it's not a time thing if he's standing in front of him.
It's an extra 3 seconds. More annoying because he has to switch gears.
It's precious for him.
That's what I'm saying.
I know he's not paid or anything.
Time is time.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to do more than what you're already planning, especially when you go into a mindset of I'm just doing refunds today. Quit boring me says you just have to ask yourself am I ever full mana? If you are, that means your playstyle would benefit from a larger mana pool. Otherwise, it's all about sustain.
I do get full mana, but that's because when I kill something, I get up and I go eat a sandwich or make a sandwich or fold the laundry. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get full mana all the time, man.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be certain camps that you're going to get to do that most people will kind of stay away from, like the AC camp is a fantastic AFK camp you can come back to every so often.
Yeah, there are perfect camps out there for leveling as a mage that are just like that. 1 or 2 mobs, 6 to 13-minute timers depending, and you can get to 52 on those.
Good money on some of those.
It really depends on if you're going to stay good or evil, because you could do trance, and those are on a 6-minute timer. There's 2 of them, so you can break it down to a 3-minute timer. Bards, especially the Bard in South Carolina, you don't want to face tank it. You want to reverse kite it. So you do a damage spell to pull it, and then you just run around while your pet kills it, and then if it gets back on your pet, shoot it again, and then keep running it around until it's dead. Just don't pull the level 60 Bard.
He says, it doesn't matter, initial aggro is a set amount, so you always want to put in the most aggro spell at the start, as you basically get to cast it aggro free. So he said, to clarify, a nuke for 5 damage and a nuke for 1600 damage to engage a mob will both give the same amount of aggro if the mob is unengaged or unaggroed.
I'll have to agree with that. I have to disagree with that one. I've seen big differences from when I pull with Scars of Sigil versus pulling with Burst of Flame.
I tend to see the exact same. I mean, anytime I've attacked with something rather big, I do a lot of damage. It takes longer for the tank to get it off of me. On some
that's the same with my wizard. If I was to, I'm going to do a nice count right off the bat. That's not going to be aggro free. That's going to be me dead.
Probably at that level, you get hit pretty hard. And I can't heal a wizard fast enough when he's getting beat down like that.
Yep.
You guys really should have had some type of like enchanter. They have that shield that they can put up.
We do.
Oh, do you? You got a rune?
We do. Yeah.
Oh, well then you guys got.
I have a rune that I use. No, we use it all the time. I always have my rune up.
You may, but not the other wizards that I've grouped with in the past. They just immediately go down to like 60, 50%
and that's what the epic is too. The
so
epic
for me,
is
he put in something else. He put in something else in there, and I understand that part. You know, you meant unaggroed mob, and I'll still disagree because pulling on my mage, solo pulling when I'm leveling by myself, I see a distinct difference from a level 54 spell and my level 1 spell.
I pull with cancel magic. This is what I pull with.
Get absolutely no aggro, I guess. This is actually a nice spell though if they've already buffed themselves up. That's a perfect time to do it.
Pulls through walls, or maybe it's just the zone, but like at Stonebrunt, I can be in the tunnel at the exit, and I can pull them through the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can pull through the walls. If you guys ever done the Spectre Island, and you know there's a couple of Spectres at the very top, if you want to single pull that by yourself, use Cancel Magic or Annul, whatever you have, and it won't aggro any of the other mobs, but it will pull just one by one.
Plus half of them are shaman, so I figure I'm debuffing something. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know.
If you get face aggro before the spell lands, then you already used the set aggro, and as such, the choice of spells would have a difference. But if the spell lands first, then it makes no difference. I'd have to watch that. Yeah, I have to look at that from now on and just kind of see and try it out. I never thought it worked that way, but I have been wrong many, many, many times in this game, so. And the other guys are on their way, so Chupa, if you want to join us, we're only going to be here for about an hour, hour and a half maybe. I don't know how much time you have, but.
No, I'm working on the other screen right now. I'm doing some work right now from home.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, though.
Yeah, I would love to learn a little bit more about the mage class. That seems, I don't know, dude. It seems hard to get into a group with the mage. They're not overly...
I've never had an issue when I was leveling.
Really? So it's not like a necromancer thing, because, you know, some of us have had issues with getting into groups with the necromancer, too.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had an issue joining groups with my mage. And you just got to take really good care of your pet. You just can't let it loose all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What kind of role do you normally find yourself play as a mage in a group? Are you more of the off-tanking the mob if you guys don't have an enchanter, or are you guys doing like DPS, or you playing the tank,
I guess
maybe?
It depends on your group, but if a mage is off-tanking a mob, depending on levels, obviously, that's like a last resort kind of thing.
Oh, okay, so it's not like with the cleric doing the crowd control by rooting all the mobs. I realize you don't have a lot of control over when that pet procs, but it could be something. If you had enough room, you'd really need a lot of room.
And even earth pets, depending on your group makeup, probably more harm than good. It really depends on a bunch of different variables. I mean, you got 4 pets, especially if you're doing your research or getting somebody to do research for you. If you get the mats or whatever the case is, it really is based off of group makeup as to what pet you want to use and also what their preference is. Some groups flat out despise earth pets.
Wow. I thought the earth pet was the end all be all because they're such a major tank for you.
Well, for you, but not for the group.
Yeah, for you, it's the tankiest pet you got, but I wouldn't say it's a tank.
I mean, even now playing a rogue or anything like that, I hate when root is put on a mob, but that's probably the mindset of a lot of groups too, is that your pet is rooting the mob, which means it is moving the focus from who was taking it to who was closest to it.
Which
And
should
for
always
some
be the
reason,
take
rogues
anyways.
seem to be right up on the mob, and the
Remember,
take
guys.
is usually the furthest away from the mob.
Yeah, but if the rogue, I hate to say if the rogue's playing it right, but in my experience, the best rogue that I've ever grew to with in my life has been the rogues that I do not even know are in the group. The ones, as a healer, I should say, because as a healer, if I don't ever have to heal that guy, I very rarely even look at his name on the board. There we go.
Yeah.
Sweet sauce right there. And when I see the rogues doing their thing, they're always at max range because it gives them.
Yep.
The further away they are from the mob, the less aggro they seem to get. Again, that could be something that's just not confirmed, but in my experience, that seems to be the case.
Well,
So they should always be at max
I've
range
just had
anyways.
I've had bad wares though. I mean, I may not max range every mob, but I don't like sit right on top of the mob either. And some wares just do not like being anywhere close to that mob for some reason. And that's gotten me hurt pretty bad because they don't get right up on that mob.
Right. I get
I
right
mean,
on.
whenever I'm playing my dwarf, I'm right at its toes. I'm physically making sure that if it's pushable, I can push that mob with my warrior.
Right.
And I've just seen people who are just, I want to be here. I don't want to be near it.
I almost have to get where the mob is inside me as an ogre to be able to get right up on top of the mob just because of the weird aggro range when it comes to that class. It's not like the beginning of your stomach as you would assume it would be. It's like the center of your body. So
Yeah.
as like the high or the character I'm playing right now, the wood elf, the center of his body is pretty close to the front of his character because he's so super thin. But with an ogre, man, it's a little bit more ridiculous in that case. So I can understand that, but what you're saying with the other one is they just don't want to be on top of it out of pure principle, or they're too
guess.
scared. Maybe as a warrior, what are you scared of? You're like the strongest, beefiest class you can possibly have in the game, unless maybe you just don't have the gear. They're super gear dependent. If you're on the low end of the gear, you're gonna have some issues.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping this ranger here, even though I've geared him out like crazy, will eventually start becoming a little bit more than he is. And I've been told level 20 is when I'll start to notice a little bit of a difference, especially with the weapon that he has. He is using this one right here, which is the Woodman Staff, the 31 damage, 35 delay, ranger only. I don't know. Do you have any character like that, Cypher? Something where you're not able to go past that damage cap just yet?
Not really, though. I feel pretty weak on my shaman until I get probably around level 35 or so.
No, with the shaman,
Even-
how are you playing that class? Are you going more towards melee and spellcasting?
Oh yeah,
with
I'm
the pet?
melee.
Okay, so you're not just sitting in with like the JBB and.
Well, I can't. You can't use the JVB yet at this level.
Oh, that's right.
But I pretty much just face tank it.
Donald
Are you
says
guys
he's scared.
inside or outside?
We are inside. We're sitting at the Srcyer room entrance, waiting for you to get here. There's 3
Oh.
mobs up, so me and
I was out here waiting to make sure you all got sewed and everything.
I still have Spirit of Wolf from when I got a port. So
Alright,
we're ready
I'm
to
gonna
go.
race it myself.
We just got to get you in here
I'm out,
because you're the highest level. And what
Am
classes
I?
we got?
You're,
We got
you're higher than me.
I'm a 19. You're a 21.
Oh,
You're old enough to drink.
okay.
Yeah, I still can't have any of the mead, guys. They kick me out of the bar every time I come in. I can't go into the gambling establishments over in High Keep yet.
Now, I mean, if you want to talk tales and stuff like that, I mean, if you thought about it, the drinking age would probably be around like 12 in this era. So you go and drink that mead if you want to.
I don't think there'd be any drinking age in this game, to be honest. You look at like France, there's no drinking age whatsoever, so it's possible this could be a country like that. But just the fact that at level 1, and maybe that's not age 1, but at level 1 you can go off and die. Like, who's gonna give you the rule? Like, what rules are there? There's no police running around. There's guards protecting their cities, but there's no police. Somebody decides to run up to you and PvP you in your face. You know, you can't go complain to anybody. So, just saying, man. Yeah, no rules in this game, unless you're doing raids, and then there are the circuit police, and they come by with the whew whew whew, and they pull everybody over and constantly watching. Where are you, dude? Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming, man.
I mean,
I just zoned in.
Donald's pet's getting impatient. I can see his feet tapping.
I mean, I still need to buff you guys and stuff.
Buff us. What class are you playing, by the way?
Shaman?
Oh, okay, so we do got a healer. A better healer than me, anyways. Because I could heal, but, you know, there's something about minor healing. Holy crap, is that you?
Yeah. I'm going to shrink myself in a minute.
What did you eat?
I can't even get my buffs to stick on you. You must have cleric buffs.
I have skin like wood. Skin like wood and feet like cat, which you should have better than I do. I'm a ranger, man. I think by the time I get buffs, they're already super...
Well, I have inner fire. That's my go-to heal.
Oh, no. Don't use inner fire. At this level?
Yeah.
Weak sauce, I don't know if your name is, you know, you may be giving Srcyer ideas about eating gnomes, is all I'm saying. Do you like them spicy? You like your gnomes spicy?
I like gnomes. I like gnomes.
Right.
I think they, I mean, you got to put a little bit of that Worcestershire sauce on it, of course.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he already has a little bit of sauce, but it's just not as spicy as you might think. He's very mild. I think he's still muted, by the way. He's probably talking this whole time.
Yeah.
Muted, sorry.
Well,
my thing wasn't in the mail. I was trying to research it. I'm going to check it tomorrow. I was upset. Sorry.
It's supposed to be here today. It said it was going to be delivered.
It just sent a thing saying it was delivered, so maybe it got delivered after hours at the post office, and I just have to get it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what's up. But I'm disappointed.
That's your new game console, right? The one you're going to be streaming with down the road at some point?
Yeah, it can hook up to my capture card or whatever. It does Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. It should get, I mean, I get a good picture, but my Super Nintendo does not really work right now, so I'll be able to do Super Nintendo games again.
It doesn't work, or it doesn't work with your capture card?
It doesn't. It's not working right now. I've cleaned it and taken it semi apart, you know, to mess with it, and yeah, it's time for a new one. So I went ahead and bought this. So in case the other Nintendo goes out, it plays both. So we'll see if it's different or not. Because some of those just emulate the game when you play them through them. You know what I mean? And it's a big difference. And some are all right. We'll just have to see how it is.
Yeah, hopefully it's, you know, what you're hoping for. I haven't tried any of them. I do know that they were very popular. The retro, I guess is what they were calling them, right? The retro Nintendo that they had just came out with. And
these are the Retrons, is what they're called. I got the Retron 2. There's like all the way up to a Retron 5 now. So I went and got just the cheaper one. Pretty much every number they added game console. So Retron 2 plays the Nintendo, Super Nintendo. 3 plays all that and a Sega Genesis, and so on and so forth. So.
Wow, they got Sega in there?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not like legit from the company thing, because like Sega's owned by somebody different from Nintendo, right?
Right. It's it's not one of those that's loaded with games either. You know what I mean? It's just a player of all the...
Just the emulators on it, but I mean it's not from Nintendo.
No. Mm-mm. But if you went for the Retron 5, it's like $125.
Wow.
So, I mean, the one I got was like $35, $30 to $35. So.
Or you could just use a computer that has all the emulators on it, but I guess that's more work for some people that don't want to have to like figure out what emulators to use and then load them in every time.
Yeah. Well, I have.
Do you have root, by the way?
I do. I was going to use root on the first one. Unfortunately, the only one I can see is a shaman, so rooting him's not going to do a whole lot unless we go around the corner. But,
I'm at 17 mana. Let me get some mana real quick, but I'm good to go after I get probably around 50 and I can root everything.
Okay, yeah, because this one is going to be a little tough. It's going to be 3 mobs at least in there. Hopefully we don't get any extras. But yeah, we got to break the room, and then once we have it, we can keep it broken pretty easily.
Yeah.
Go AFK real quick before we all die.
What about you, Cypher? Is there any system out there that you would have the desire to go back and play, maybe from way back when? I mean, you can even go all the way to something very obscure.
And television?
That
I'd love to get in television with all the games.
That would be cool. Now, would you actually play it? What's the hookup on that? You think that's the old one with the little fork that you had to screw onto the back of the TV like the Nintendo had, or?
Yeah, no, it had the RCA jacks.
Okay.
The two audio with the one video, I believe.
You could still find
but
those.
It's a 1980s console, so to be honest, I really don't remember. It was the same thing that Atari 2600 had as far as their connectors.
I think they make converters for some of those connectors, but by this point, you might have to get like 5 converters to connect it to like an HDMI at the end of it. And I'm not sure how that would actually look. Every converter is going to do something kind of funky, and whether they interact with each other or not. I guess that's why the new ones, these new systems that they're coming out with that just have the modern connections, and they're kind of an emulated version of the older one. Would you buy something like that for the Intellivision? Would you be interested in like a newer version of it?
As long as it had, as long as I got the sliding cards for every game that it had, yeah, because the sliding cards are very important.
Let's see. Mac and Cheese says, I have an original Xbox loaded with all the old NES and Super Nintendo emulator Game Boy, and Sega also. Yeah, I did the exact same thing with mine on the original Xbox. Some of the emulators you could download for it worked really well. I did have a lot of problems with the Game Boy ones. Don't know why. Maybe it was just the wrong emulator that I was using, but everything else worked beautiful. And the Xbox was amazing. It was one of the first systems that just kind of sold me on itself. And when they came out with the 360, I was all for buying that one. Xbox One, though, not sold on that one. I have it, and it's the glitchiest system I have ever had in my life. Chupa has had the exact opposite experience with it, and I think one of you guys were saying you have it as well, Nano, right? And you haven't had any issues?
I like it. I just don't like that it's not got very many couch co-op games. That's true. A very rare thing. Other than that, I mean,
the Wii is your couch co-op right there.
We have that. We have the Wii.
You just don't find the games on the Wii are what you guys are interested in? You guys are more of like the like teen to adult themed kind of stuff? Because they don't come out with that very much for the Wii at all.
Yeah, he plays a lot of first person shooters, stuff like that. I like to play whatever they kind of have free just to check it out, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of my thing, is checking out games, you know what I mean? Different games. And then I believe it or not, I'm kind of a big Overwatch guy. I like playing Overwatch on it too. So
nice.
I have too much mana.
Ed.
You have too much mana?
It's taking forever to get mana.
That's right.
I have, I have 972 mana.
Man, look at that trio. Good grief.
Should be pretty good, right? The only problem I'm worried about is our ogre eating our gnome with all the sauce that's covering him. Made themselves delicious. Didn't even know it. And there's no clothes to get in the way either, so, you know.
I have to go get some more mount. I got like 4 or 3 stones left to make pets, so let's not die too often. Okay. I just now realized I don't have very much malachite left.
Well, then we'll definitely wait for him to be meting up to about 70, 80, just so that we have a little bit extra when we break into this area.
Sneak control.
He's yellow to us, so he's not quite high enough.
He's blue to me.
I could toss him an invite if you want.
He's naked, dude. I like it.
Hey, yeah, we like naked people. Oh, he's already in a group. Notch, what level are you guys? I am playing a level 19 Ranger. If you guys want to sound out with your class and your level.
21 Shaman of the Odin type.
I am a level 15 Naked Gnome. Oh, there's another Naked Troll, dude.
Yeah, he was in Viz.
2 of them.
And I also do a lot of Everquest, but I do other video games as well. There's something we're going to be getting into here lately is going to be, oh my god, if I can remember the name, Black Desert Online is another MMO that we're going to be trying. We're also going to be trying Pantheon when it comes out. if that
Yeah,
ever
well-
becomes a thing. I mean, hopefully soon. But they.
Oh, did you watch the video last
I
night?
have not. I just got home. So.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
It sounds
Oh,
cool though what
jeez.
you were saying about it with the dungeons and everything else going along with it.
They talk about
I'll take it so you don't
about
have any
spells
clues,
and stuff,
but- right? What?
and I mean, I'm not giving too much away by them saying that once you have an ability, you're not gonna get an upgraded ability. You're not gonna get for like a rogue. You're not gonna get backstab too. You're gonna always have backstab.
That's like EverQuest.
Like you do in EverQuest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you want me to tell you? I mean, I don't want to.
Sure,
I don't
no,
want
it's
to
not.
spoil.
It's
the-
not a spoiler for me. I'm gonna go back and watch the footage myself, anyways, just so I can see it.
What they said is that instead of having things just straight at a merchant to buy your spells, you'll have to kill mobs to get your spells. They'll be all over the world. There's some people that you're going to have to talk to, find trainers deep in dungeons, and so every person of the same class may not have all of the same spells that everybody else does.
That's cool.
It really is going to be based on how traveled you are
I like
as a
that.
player.
I like that because traveling in these types of games is not only an experience in its own right, because you're scared when you go to a new place, like what's around that next corner, should I go around that next corner and possibly die? There's just the fact that they're rewarding people for doing that. Obviously at some point it's going to even out, it's going to level out where people can just go buy the spells for you and they're going to be auctioning it off someplace in the zone for newbies.
I hope not. I
It will,
hope it's
'cause
no drop items.
that
I
would
hope
be
that-
amazing.
I hope they're no drops.
That would be amazing, but even if they did, I did hear that they could have caravans. So somebody will be selling their service and be like, hey, get part of the caravan, go buy your level 1 blah 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 spells and new Freeport, whatever they're going to be calling the zone, and they're going to be taking you over because people are entrepreneurs, they're going to want to make money, and if somebody has to travel there and has never been there before, but that'd be cool too, to be like part of a caravan and have like your tour guide and be like, oh, and if you look off to the right, you'll see the nomads that commonly attack all the blah blah, right? Like make it an actual, kind of tour. If you're ready, I'm gonna go ahead and root one of these things.
By the way, do you have food? I summoned water. I just don't have food.
Let me,
I can summon food if not.
Can you summon like a stack of food? Because I don't
No.
want you to have to.
I can't summon a stack of
Can-
food.
Can you summon more than one at a time?
No, but if I can summon it 3 times, I get 3 pieces.
Yeah, 3 pieces should be good for right now until we can get you in there.
It takes
You
like
know I'm an ogre, right? You know I
1%
go
mana.
through food like
You could just
I'm like a
because
monster
you
of
chomp on it,
food.
dude. Just set it in your bag. Don't eat
I
it.
don't chomp it. I just
Mhm.
stays there and it magically disappears.
if you
Magically
if you get
delicious,
too
is what
hungry,
you're gonna
just
say?
eat the gnome.
Yeah, I'm
That's
definitely
true.
gonna give you
I
food.
can I am a fan of the delicacy gnome ears.
Hey Raven, how you doing tonight, man? There's a second stream tonight, he's saying. So yeah, we might try.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we might try catching that one. Maybe watch the stream and then do like a stream afterwards, talking about all the things that they have mentioned and
All
getting
right.
y'all's opinion on, what they said. But I'm
Yeah.
already behind in several
Ready?
streams, so I am ready. I'm gonna get the one
Okay.
right here in front of me in 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. All right. Well, mine landed.
Mine landed.
So let's pull this guy back a little bit. Oh, well, your pet's already in there. I was gonna say we'll pull this guy back so we don't
We
get
can
hit
come
by
back.
that.
You can come back.
Okay. We just don't want to
He
get
might
hit
be
by
rooted.
the
He might be rooted though.
1 second. He's not rooted. I'm just slowing him.
Should I pull him away from the door so we don't get hit by the spells?
Yep.
Yep, there you are. You're good. Let's see. Do competition for those mobs that drop certain spells. If people know,
Well,
if people know which ones
it's-
drop what.
I mean, it may be names. It may not be names though.
I
It
hope it's
may
names.
just be a dungeon.
hope
I
it's
mean,
names.
they were showing a really cool name at the very end of the video, at the end of the stream, where they all wiped because of the tactics of the mob. Oh, look at that! The other one is coming though. I'll grab the other shaman.
Okay.
Are you blinded? I'm
No, I
guessing.
can still see.
Slowed.
You're gonna root him over
He's-
the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna root him down here.
Oh, this one's almost dead, dude.
So
Let's burn it real quick.
8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when they're going to do it, and it's Jim Lee Streamer. So we'll have to go take a look at that. I'd love to be able to actually catch one of them live. Hey, Juicebox. How you doing, man? We're over in not Lower Guck, Upper Guck, killing at the Srcyer. Just got here, just broke the first room. We're taking it kind of slow because we're not super confident with this group just yet. We've never grouped with these tunes together, have we? Like, this is a unique kind of combination. We got Weak Sauce playing his Naked Gnome, the Streakers, and we have Srcyer on his Shaman Ogre, which looks pretty decked out to me. Maybe,
but I still don't have my armor of choice.
Yeah, well, he's trying to go with, like, 17k armor, and he just couldn't find it.
No, it's not 17k. It's only 1,000 plat per piece.
Schick says, Weak Sauce may be my favorite EQ name, Donald.
Nice.
All right. Let me see if I can't get this guy without pulling the other guy.
How's your mana? Do you need to med up, heal up a little bit, or?
I'm at 35%.
I'm at 45. Need rogue lads? Dimsy's looking for group.
Where's he at?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I mean, if he's low enough, get him in here. I mean, we're not gonna be here for too long, but
Oh, my pet's up there.
it'd be worth to get the extra DPS.
There we go. I left my pet upstairs.
I think it's good to keep him a little further back than in the front. I know a lot of people will do that. I see Chupa does that from time to time, especially someplace where he can keep an eye on him to make sure that he's not run off. Wow, this shaman is tanking and taunting better than I am.
Well, it's rooted.
He's not really taunting. I don't see this dude. Where's he at? Am I blind?
He's probably in Viz. He's sneaking.
I asked him though.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. All right, there you go.
Dimsy?
Yeah. If you want to invite him, whoever's the guy,
I got
person.
Don Believers. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.